From being the site of some of the earliest surviving human artwork, as well as some of our earliest homes, caves have left an indelible mark on the history of humanity, and the history of religion is no different. There's a cave somewhere in the region of Galilee that might explain a lot of why our world looks the way that it does. The story goes that somewhere in this region, Jesus turned water into wine, initiating his public ministry and changing the shape of human history forever. The only problem is, there are several Qanas, and we don't know exactly which one is the biblical one. See, Qana comes from a root word that simply means reed, and as such, there are a few places in Galilee that share that name. There's Khirbet Qana, Kafir Qana, Rena in Lower Galilee, as well as Qana in Upper Galilee. Mike recently visited the northernmost potential site in Upper Galilee, and we'd recommend that to fans of the channel as well, since this site also happens to lie on a relatively unknown ancient stone quarry. Nestled in the mountains of southern Lebanon, this site is sure to leave you in awe, regardless of whether you're coming for the grotto or the quarry. So stick around, because we're going to give you all the information you need to plan your own trip to Qana in Lebanon. Starting, of course, with how to get there. Your starting point for any Lebanese adventure will of course be the capital city of Beirut, home to almost half of the Lebanese population. Although the country is still reeling from a severe economic crisis and the Beirut port explosion of 2020, the capital city is famously resilient. Burned down and rebuilt on no less than 7 different occasions, its nickname being the Phoenix City serves as an important reminder of its endurance in hard times. And once you visit the city, you'll have no difficulty understanding why it has been rebuilt on so many occasions. Situated idyllically on the coast, the city boasts wonderful beaches and a mild Mediterranean climate. This is paired with an absolute treasure trove for cultural buffs, with varied architecture, historic sites dating back to the Romans and Phoenicians, and museums that could fill up a lifetime of activities. Once you've thoroughly explored the Paris of the Middle East, as it's often called, the city also serves as a great jumping-off point for any site in Lebanon, as the city is centrally located in a country that's smaller than Los Angeles County. With that being said, let's depart Beirut and head south to Qana. Reaching the site involves a 90-minute drive from Beirut, winding down the coast before jutting east and snaking through the mountains. There are some tricky mountain paths to navigate as you grow closer to the site, but the destination justifies the journey. Open all day, every day. Entrance is free, although guided tours can be found for a small fee. Pack sturdy shoes for the uneven terrain, along with hats, sunscreen, and plenty of water for the Mediterranean climate, and expect to spend a couple of hours taking it all in. The grotto is of course the main attraction, but once you've thoroughly enjoyed it, the site is also home to a nearly unknown stone quarry. Although the existence of the quarry is recognized, virtually no information about it can be found online. If you come to this site, it serves as a great way to try out being an amateur archaeologist, as there's no signage or demarcations of any kind, so it's completely up to you to explore and see what signs of human carving you can find. Mike was exploring the site for well over an hour and found many different examples of ancient stoneworking.
Look at this. I don't know if you guys can see all this, but all of these like different cuts and angles and different things. These clearly were being cut for removal. And there's just huge outcroppings everywhere across these ridges. I'd never heard of this place. This whole area is a massive quarry. Here are cut marks. Look at this.
While Mike clearly had a great time, the region does face a good amount of unrest, thanks in part to its proximity to the Israeli border. So definitely check travel advisories, and as we mentioned before, a local guide can be hired on arrival. And that should be all the information you need to travel to and fully enjoy Qana in southern Lebanon. Let us know if you've ever been to Lebanon. We absolutely loved it and would encourage anyone to look beyond the impressions that mainstream media gives us. Obviously, caution need be applied anywhere you travel to, but most of the world, Lebanon included, are beautiful places with wonderful people and things to see. Stay safe and have a great week.